Has Russia been effective in helping you fight terrorism?
Alors, il faut que les gens comprennent quelque chose.
It's true that the Russian President Vladimir Putin wished to provide us with all the resources we needed to fight against terrorism, even with soldiers. But I used to say that we are Burkina Faso. No one will come and fight on our behalf, and that is non-negotiable principle. So Russia has opened doors for us in terms of equipment. They are ready to sell us whatever weapon we want to buy.
Hello wonderful people, welcome back to Kwejo Bernard Studios once again. So there's something interesting going on in Burkina Faso that I think you should know about. So the internet is on fire between Burkina Faso's leader Ibrahim Traoré and Sky News. Many Africans across the continent and diaspora are speaking out, accusing mainstream media of bias and unfair questioning. In this video, we break down what really happened during the interview, why people are reacting so strongly, and how this moment is sparking the wider conversation about Africa, media representation, and global narrative. Is this just justified criticism or just social media outreach? Watch to the end and decide for yourself.
We're in Ouagadougou, the bustling capital city of Burkina Faso, a country famously known for arts, culture, and African revolutionary thought. But in recent years, it's become one of the deadliest places in the world for terrorism. The people here are hoping that under the leadership of their charismatic young president, that they can find sovereignty, security, and freedom from their former colonizer, France.
I have the chance to meet the man himself and interview him under extremely controlled conditions. We're on our way to interview President Ibrahim Traoré for an exclusive roundtable that's been completely engineered by the Presidential Comms Department. Their cameras, their lights, their footage. And in the meantime, I'm cramming my French because we've been told we won't be allowed a translator, as hard as we've tried to get one. What follows is a question on the war that Traoré's team cut from our interview footage that we sourced from the online page of his state broadcaster. Has Russia been effective in helping you fight terrorism?
Alors, il faut que les gens comprennent quelque chose.
It's true that the Russian President Vladimir Putin wished to provide us with all the resources we needed to fight against terrorism, even with soldiers. But I used to say that we are Burkina Faso. No one will come and fight on our behalf, and that is non-negotiable principle. So Russia has opened doors for us in terms of equipment. They are ready to sell us whatever weapon we want to buy.
I then asked the president if this approach works, considering that more than 60% of Burkina Faso, a majority of the country, is under jihadist control.
Qui a dit ça?
He laughs and asks who said that. These are the facts, I say, and they can be found online.
En ligne?
Ah, yes. That's exactly it. It's the same people there, the same media, the same government. They are painting Burkina in the bad light. And that's false. But I'm the head of state.
After spending some time in Ouagadougou, it's clear that there's a conflicting reality here. There's the cosmopolitan revolution being endorsed by the government, and then there's the raging jihadist insurgency that's affecting people across the country, and even in the suburb, in the capital. Are you scared that terrorism could come to Ouagadougou?
Yeah, I can say that I'm scared because if it comes in Ouagadougou, like in others towns or villages, a lot of people will die.
I mean, since our reporting has come out, there's been a lot of online bombardment, people saying that it's false, it's propaganda, attacking me personally. You're an expert. You're from the region. You've been monitoring Burkina Faso for a long time. What is your take?
Well, first of all, the reaction to your report does not surprise me, at least, unfortunately, just because so many people around the world, including educated people, have so been willing to uncritically accept the rhetoric, the populist rhetoric from Ibrahim Traoré and his government. And this has been unfortunate because if you look at facts, facts are indisputable, and there is a huge gap between the facts and the rhetoric that Mr. Traoré has been saying. Throughout your report, you can see a lot of people talk about sovereignty. Ibrahim Traoré talks a lot about sovereignty. So it exploits issues that are really at the heart of the grievances of many Africans. And that's why it's been effective. But if you look at the facts, like I said again, there are contradictions that you can find everywhere. So even when you look at sovereignty, for instance, Burkina Faso is still very much tethered to the French CFA, which is a relic of a colonial currency. It's a financial system that is controlled by France. And the banknotes in Burkina Faso are printed in Paris. This monetary system allows France and the French Treasury to keep a portion of the financial reserves, the foreign reserves of Burkina Faso and many other countries. So even on that alone, economic sovereignty has not been achieved.
Another thing is this condemnation of Western media, when, as we know, local journalists have been silenced and even sent to the front line to fight jihadists when they've spoken unfavorably. What are people telling you in terms of the crackdown, the tangible effects of that?
Yeah, the crackdown is really unprecedented in the levels of fear of Burkinabe inside the country, and even actually those outside the diaspora. There are Burkinabe in the diaspora who are afraid of posting on social media anything that might be critical of Ibrahim Traoré's government, because his government has gone to the length of carrying out reprisals against family members of critics. We have several documented cases of family members of journalists or other critics of the government living outside the country who have been targeted. Inside the country, civil society organizations, NGOs, journalists are no longer able to speak.
Leave Africa alone. Leave Africa with all the resources alone.
Hey, monsieur, ferme ta bouche. Shut your mouth. What is ours is ours.
Emmanuel Macron, leave our beloved president alone. Leave him alone. We don't need you. What the hell? Leave us alone.
Get out of Africa.
Leave Africa alone for Africa.
If something happened to Ibrahim Traoré, you're going to see what's going to happen in the Western country. We will not allow it again. We will not never allow it again. What happened with Thomas Sankara will never happen with Ibrahim Traoré. Let you know, you can't put Ibrahim Traoré in power. Never, never again. It will not happen again.
Go away and leave us alone. Stop trying to kill our leaders. Stop trying to kill our people. Stop trying to undermine us. Go away and leave us alone.
We need them to leave us alone. Suffering must come to an end, and you have solution. Today. He's not alone. Ibrahim Traoré, you are not alone.
And if you could have one message to Ibrahim Traoré, what would it be? Ibrahim Traoré, we love you so much. Ibrahim Traoré, you are our hero. Ibrahim Traoré, all the Jamaicans, all the Caribbean countries, love you, man. We love you, Ibrahim. Ibrahim! Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
But do you think Traoré is becoming a threat to African leaders?
He's not a threat.
Most African leaders.
He has become a model. And let me say this. Let me just sit up straight.
Yes, please.
Any African president who's coming into power in the next 3 to 4 to 5 years, I am here with all our social media footprint and influence.
Yeah.
You tell me the one you want to become president, we will give them the agenda of the items we want them to attend to. We will not be recycling these old bags and old sacks of political thugs who go to parliament to sleep and fart in parliament. No. We need a new breed of thinkers who are only not looking for food and cannot see beyond their nose. We have an agenda to achieve the Africa that we need for all of us. Therefore, we need to start looking at Traoré as a model through which any African leader who is coming into power. I feel sorry for Biya and Cameroon. Honestly.
I was going to come to the old people.
Years.
There's Biya and there's Alassane Ouattara, who is also 83. When you see these old leaders still stuck on that seat and still wanting to be president, what is the problem?
No, they don't want to be presidents.
What do they want?
They are funders.
And?
Want them in power. They are protected by those they've signed bilateral agreements with.
At 93?
Cameroon is being run by France. The president is sick. Sitting in Cameroon for 8 months, 9 months in his hospital bed. The French embassy in Cameroon is running Cameroon. Shocked?
Not really.
But that's the reality.
Yeah.
The whole media of Biya is being run from France, from Paris. What do you expect? So in as much as you talk about African leaders want to hold on to power, come on, just open up your eyes a little bit.
Is it the same for Ivory Coast?
They don't.
Alassane Ouattara is 83.
The whole
There were even demos last week, actually.
Who has an interest in his power? Is it the local people or the foreign multinational companies who have an agreement with him to do trades for so many years? Some of them got 30 years, some of them 99 years to do business with this guy. What makes you think that they'll be willing to watch and wait for you as a small little young opposition leader to come into power to overturn the treaties that they've signed? Are you not aware that in Burkina Faso, Mali and Niger, the French are looking around looking for coups to push these guys out? Why? They want to renew the old contracts. This is business. Politics is a prostitute of economics. You talk about politics, they're talking about money and business, treaties, trade agreements, and whoever is in power must protect these trade agreements.
Maponga is right. Traoré is not a threat to African leaders. He is a mirror so sharp that when old men like Biya or Ouattara look into it, they see their own irrelevance, their own decay, their own servitude to Paris and Washington. That is why the West panics about him. Because Traoré exposes the nakedness of a system where presidents are nothing but caretakers of colonial contracts, guardians of treaties that sell 30 years, sometimes 99 years of our future. Look at Cameroon. Paul Biya is 93, practically embalmed, spending months in a hospital bed while the French embassy governs the country in his name. The presidency is a corpse, but the contracts are alive. France doesn't care if Biya breathes, only that their access to Cameroonian wealth continues uninterrupted. That is puppetry pro max. Maponga hit the nail. Politics is a prostitute of economics. Every African strongman who overstays in office does not do it for love of power, but because multinational corporations and foreign funders keep them chained to the seat. They cannot leave without leaving their masters exposed. And that is why Traoré is dangerous not to Africa, but to the system. Because he represents a rupture, a young soldier who refuses to inherit slavery couched in democracy. He is modeling something that terrifies both the West and Africa's old guard. A leadership not beholden to IMF dictates or French contracts, but to the soil and the people. So let's be clear. Traoré is not a threat. He is a prophecy. And every old puppet leader on this continent should hear the drums telling them that their time is up.
The world needs to pay attention to who this man is, because he is inspiring an African revolution against the West right now. This is 37-year-old Ibrahim Traoré. He is the second youngest head of state in the world right now, and what his supporters say he represents is simple: African independence. You see, Burkina Faso is a former French colony, and since he became leader of the country in 2022, he has accused France of neocolonialism, which in other words is when a country is still trying to control the other, but now just through more hush means. So when he seized power, he started to make drastic changes. He ordered the French troops to leave the country. He expelled French diplomats and Western media. He banned the use of British and French colonial-style judicial wigs in efforts to decolonize the country's judicial system. And then he started making major changes. He started cutting ties with foreign companies involved in Burkina Faso's infrastructure development, like roads, bus stations, airports, and then started replacing them with locally equipped and trained workers, and then acquired around 1,000 road building machines for them to use. He started introducing policies to boost local control over food production and processing. He started pushing for greater state control over energy, reducing the dependence on foreign suppliers of electricity. And then, in the clearest statement to the West yet, he started buying back a number of the country's major gold mines previously owned by foreign entities. He called the purchases a reclaiming of national wealth from exploitative foreign ownership. But here's where things get crazy, because what started in Burkina Faso has now become something much bigger. They've now joined forces with Mali and Niger to form the Alliance of Sahel States, basically saying we've got each other's backs and we're done with all influence from the West. Ivory Coast and Senegal are now also pushing to remove foreign military bases, and a former Nigerian senator described Traoré's actions as the spirit of a continent yearning to be free, dignified, and prosperous. And that is exactly why we're seeing it slowly transition from one country in Africa to Africa as a whole. Because the question that's increasingly being asked is, why is such a resource-rich continent that literally powers the world so poor themselves? Now, here's the problem. We've seen revolutions like this in Africa before, and they haven't ended well. Back in the 1980s, Thomas Sankara led Burkina Faso with almost the exact same vision Traoré has now, rejecting foreign aid, nationalizing roads and railways, and calling for true African independence. But just 4 years later, he was assassinated. His policies were reversed, and French firms regained contracts for roads, railways, and ports in Western Africa. So is Traoré walking that same path? We don't know. But there are reports that he has survived 19 assassination attempts in 2 years. However, not all those claims have been verified. And it's also important to note that Traoré has his critics. Some call him a dictator because he rose to power in a coup. He's postponed elections, he's banned the media, and he's cracked down on dissent, and critics saying no country has ever developed under democracy. So the question is, what do you think? Is this just another dictator grappling for power, or the man to ignite a long-needed change for Africa?
Do you know how much dignity it takes to say no to the IMF when they come at you and say we'll give you billions and billions of dollars, and you say no, thank you very much, I don't want it, I care more about my people?
Yeah.
Most puppets in position, especially in these African countries, are out here for the money. Now here comes this supposed chosen one, the Messiah of Africa, the hope of Africa, Ibrahim Traoré, saying no to money. All these puppets are saying to themselves, what the hell is this? This is, to some extent, some of these puppets think that Ibrahim Traoré is being disrespectful by rejecting these loans.
Yeah. I saw something like that. Stubborn. I believe I saw that word. Stubborn for rejecting the IMF loan.
And there's some puppets around here that will say, you don't care about your people that much. Because if you did, you'd take that money, you'd take that opportunity, those means, and try to go and build some things in your country.
These citizens are applauding him even more and supporting him even more for saying no to that.
What is really happening in Burkina Faso is a revolution that I believe that the entire continent of Africa can emulate. I mean, when you have a leader that really cares about his people, he makes sure that he delivers. Guess what? Will you believe if I tell you that the entire country of Burkina Faso could only boast of 3,000 kilometers paved road from independence till now? Will you believe me? Will you believe me? I mean, a country called Botswana could boast of 3,000 kilometers when the British left them. But the French left, a government came to power. See, that's a construction going on. A government came to power for over 27 years. How old is this country?
The country, the independence since 1960.
1960?
Yeah.
And the country could only boast of 3,000 kilometers.
3,000 kilometers, I'm telling you.
Is it true?
Yeah, it's true. As Wodimai was saying, since the independence up to today, we had just 3,000 something paved roads. But now, with the coming of Traoré, they are planning to pave 5,000 kilometers per year. This is insane. This is unbelievable.
How are they achieving that?
Yeah, they bought all the equipment because the government doesn't want anymore to let any company be in charge of this. So they bought all the equipment to do it by itself. The government is in charge of building all those roads that you can see.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah. As you guys, maybe some of you saw the equipment coming from Ghana.
Okay.
People made a lot of videos about it. So the equipment are here. The government is taking care of constructing or building the roads, because sometimes they give it to private companies and they take forever to finish some roads. So the government is now taking care of building the roads with their own equipment and everything. So that's what's happening.
And one of the most exciting thing about this whole road construction in Burkina Faso, the fact that the government bought all the equipment, trained the youth to operate this equipment. So literally, it's the people of Burkina Faso building the country for the people of this beautiful country.
The country is under construction.
Burkina Faso indeed is under construction, because I am here and I'm seeing roads being constructed. I am here and I'm seeing factories being built. I am here and I'm seeing entrepreneurs coming out saying that this is their first time, feeling so proud about their country, to do business in their country. This is a revolution, and I believe that a revolution like this needs to be supported. My name is Wadamaya, an African content creator on a journey to celebrate African excellence. I'll see you all in the next one.
This young boy, within just 6 months, has commissioned 18 factories. 18! They build cars in Burkina. They are building their own tomato. They don't import anything. First thing he did, he closed the borders. Nobody should come here. Nobody should come here. Do you think that Chinese can go to this boy's backyard and go and do galamsey? This boy came to Ghana and shook your president with a pistol. It's a statement. Nobody fools around. You fool around, we blow your head apart. We don't care about law. We are here to develop our nation, to help people. This guy here walked to your president with a gun on his side. It's a statement. You people bring Chinese from places. Go to Takwa, Bogoso, Prisia, Chebi, and go and see the madness of your Christianity. Some boys in Naibiko Presby, Alabasta, Pentecost, CAC, your bottom. And I'm not saying your bottom keke. I'm saying your bottom by Jeremiah 51 verse 7. Your bottom. Monya papa. Monya papa nkenye. This boy know how he can boldly tell Burkina Faso, there is no need to travel to America. We are creating America here.
I saw a post. They say Ibrahim Traoré, Burkina Faso, has declared that no politician in his country will fly out to go and seek for medical health outside Burkina Faso. If you are sick, you stay here. We all die here. I say we need this thing here.
This lady represents Kainos, and she was in Burkina Faso, and we all know what happened. When she went, she talked as if she knew, but at the end she embarrassed herself. And after everything, she went away and then report on something different, totally different. Because getting the information from the internet without evidence, the way the terrorists used to occupy the land today is not the same. And she went and interviewed people. Those people, when you see them, you know they don't know anything about politics. They just want to go about their daily lives. And these journalists, they will build up stories, and then they will need the reaction of those people. And when those people give reaction, bam, they have their stories to tell the people negative. So that is why you don't see them go to any African countries. They actually interview someone they know with intellect. The report, she's trying to tell that the government of Ibrahim Traoré has failed. That is it, but that's the contrary. Now let me help you to ask question to Ibrahim Traoré. Now, Mr. President, we heard that you have been one of the biggest and sophisticated hospital in West Africa. Is that true for your people to have a good medication? What about they said you have tried to build highways that connect from the two capital cities, Ouagadougou and Bobo-Dioulasso. What about the refineries, all these refineries and factories that you are building? Is it true let me see, go and look for those things that Ibrahim Traoré has did. Forget about the influence of Russia or forget about the jihadists. That percentage that you call 60%, that was the time when the democratic president was there, and that was the time when the European forces were there, not during the captain. When the captain came, they have took over 70%, 70.4% of the land in Burkina Faso.
So I would say, for a while now, looking at the things the president of Burkina Faso is doing in the country is something we can't look away from. You know, building factories, building schools, hospitals, roads, and now even they are making cars in Burkina Faso right now, which even most of the African countries that are claiming they are doing well in their countries can't even afford to do that. They import cars, they import foodstuffs, so many that we've heard of. So for the security side, that people are complaining that, you know, the country is not safe. In some sense, it is true, but I would say it is not entirely true. The only fear at the moment is the fear of, you know, another military people gathering themselves to coup d'etat the president at the moment, which is Ibrahim Traoré. That is the only fear some people are having now. But the entire country, we know, is safe. We see people 12 a.m., 2 a.m. on the streets, you know, on TikTok. When you go to their pages, you see them, you know, mobilizing, trying to educate the people. Let's put our hands together and support what the president is doing and all that. People sleep on the streets, according to them, to protect their president. So what is the, you know, fear, or what is the insecurity in the country here? It's only some of these medias trying to just tarnish the image of the leader at the moment, because what he's doing, 85% of the African leaders can't even do it. The bold steps this young man, this president is taking, none of these African leaders at the moment, I think, is even taking that. So I would say kudos to him, and he should keep on doing whatever he's doing, and the people of Burkina Faso should also keep on supporting, protecting him in all the ways they can.